And the Oscar goes to Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg is one of the most recognizable and influential directors in modern cinema. But what really makes his work stand out? Beyond the big budgets and box office success, it's his directing style, the way he uses camera work, color, and editing to create emotion and tension without really needing to rely on dramatic dialogue or action. One of the clearest examples of this is the arrest scene in Catch Me If You Can, when Frank Abagnale Jr. is finally caught by FBI agent Carl Hanratty. For most of the film, Frank has managed to stay ahead, always one step in front, but in this scene, everything slows down, and so does the editing. The cuts are long and drawn out, creating a heavy, uncertain atmosphere. It almost feels like Carl is approaching something wild, and Spielberg wants us to feel the same tension. As the scene builds, the editing becomes a little faster, switching between close-ups of Frank and Carl, but Spielberg keeps the focus on their performance rather than trying to add drama through fast editing. The lack of quick cuts also reflect Frank's state of mind. He's tired, scared, and out of options. The camera angles in the scene also tell the story. At first, we see Frank from a low angle and Carl from above, hinting that Frank still believes he can escape. But later, once Carl tells him, the camera shifts to an eye level. It's a subtle but powerful way of showing that Frank is finally seeing the truth, and Carl, not as an enemy, but as someone who's trying to help. The color in the scene is also important. Earlier in the film, the colors are bright and energetic, matching the excitement of Frank's cons. But now, it's all grays and browns. The fun is over. This is where reality sets in. In The Terminal, Spielberg builds tension in a very different way. In the goat medicine scene, Victor tries to help a man bring medicine to his sick father, but the rules get in the way. The setting, an airport, isn't dramatic, but Spielberg still creates emotional tension using framing, color, and pacing. At the beginning of the film, the colors are cold and clinical, matching how lost Victor feels. But as he settles in, the lighting becomes warmer, reflecting his slow adjustment. In this scene, Spielberg uses close-ups and medium shots to focus on facial expressions, especially Victor's. The handheld camera adds a natural human feel, making the scene feel more real and personal. The editing is slow and deliberate, matching the frustrating pace of airport bureaucracy, and building tension through stillness and silence. Finally, in E.T., Spielberg shows how tension and wonder can exist at the same time. In the famous bike chase scene, the editing is fast, cutting between the boys and the agents chasing them. This creates excitement and keeps the action clear. But as the bikes lift into the sky, the editing suddenly slows down. The moment is held longer to let the audience take in the magic. The camera adds to this. Low angles of the bike's wheels gives a sense of speed and risk, while wide shots show just how far the boys have to go and how close the danger is. Color is also used cleverly. Elliot, the main character, wears a red hoodie so the audience can always follow him easily. It also symbolizes his importance. Across 3 films, Spielberg doesn't just use directing to show a story, he uses it to shape how we feel the story. Through careful editing, thoughtful camera work, and color choices, he builds tension that feels personal and believable. He doesn't rely on dramatic explosions or loud music. Instead, he uses subtle, powerful techniques to make sure we don't just watch the moment, we feel it.